investor or an agent or both, okay? We're going to get into that basic part first, and I'm going to get into a little bit of processing after that. So just bear with me. There's a lot to go over, and I'll try to get to all the questions. If you're on Facebook Live, type in your comment section. Any questions you have are being monitored. And if you're on GoToWebinar, your chat box is also being monitored, okay? So real quick, I just want to check audio is working, webcam's working, everything is working. And if you can see me, see my screen and hear my voice, just type in, yes, I can see your screen and hear your voice. If you could do that right now, guys, I would greatly appreciate it. Some of you are typing it out. I can see that. I'll give you a second to do that. Welcome aboard, Valerie, Shirley, Teresa, Pam, Merlin, Monica, Miguel, Mark, Kimberly, Kate Crowley, brand new. Hey, Kate, how you doing? So, Kate, this tonight's a little bit different than what we normally do. Kind of neat, though. We're going to do like a hyper-focus session just on wholesaling. The regular week webinar we just had, Kate, okay? So you'll get all the information about that from Beverly. Cedric's on, Fassel, Gregory, how you guys doing? All right, let me check the question box just to make sure you're okay. All right, everybody seems like you're okay. Excellent. Excellent news. So, any case, one thing I want to point out here is on the 3-day event that's coming up, not this weekend, the following weekend, March 16th, 17th, 18th in Orlando at the Omni at Champions Gate, just a few miles down from Disney. They actually have shuttle service back and forth. Many of you have already signed up for that. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing you then. The cool thing is this. This is like a half hour. That is 3 days long of all the content from all 5 programs and the networking too. I mean, I tell you, I've gotten more out of networking than I think from the training that I've taken myself. I love the training, obviously, but the being together, learning together, and networking, sharing ideas is just phenomenal. In fact, Katie and I just met at the annual REIA event, REIA, Real Estate Investors of America, on a cruise ship, and I was one of the speakers. And I know, I personally, she was amazed that I still go to classes myself because I always learn. It's funny as the more I learn, the more I realize how much there is to learn. Of course, Katie said, yeah, she learned a lot too, just from the people, just from meeting the people. So it's an amazing experience. I hope you can participate, guys. It's very, very affordable. I'll talk about that more at the end. I'm going to show you how you can get basically a VIP access code I'm going to give you at the end that's going to help you save a bundle of money. So first things first, let me do this. I'm going to get into the content here. So basically there's no broken contrast, but he wins. That's how we want to wholesale, all right? So in any case, let's just jump into it here. I told you at the end I'm going to give you something at the end. By the way, I'm going to give you, first thing is a copy of the book, Wholesaling So Everybody Wins, the electronic version. But I'm going to save the other thing for the end there. So here's the big problem. Most people see wholesaling as this. All right, so just sit back if you've never seen this before. Some of you, you'll recognize this first part. Later on, I'm going to show you how to really make money wholesaling, all right? Wholesaling is essentially, its basic form involves 3 parts. A, to sell, what we call the wholesaler. Person B may or may not be licensed. Typically, they're not. And they want to get the house under contract, although they do not intend to buy the house. They want to get the house under contract and sell the contract to this person over here for a fee, called an assignment fee or a wholesale fee. So this person, party C, buys the contract from party B, and party C ends up buying the property from party A. So this person leaves the deal. She gets her assignment fee. She's no longer part of the transaction. She never takes ownership. She just earns the fee for bringing together A and B, or A and C, excuse me. All right, so that's its rarest form. So let me just repeat that. A would like to sell a house. B would like to earn money, earn a fee for finding the house, sitting under a contract, selling the contract to this person over here, who ultimately buys the house from party A And that's usually the end of wholesaling. But that's the basic form. That's what most people understand wholesaling to be. It actually gets better than that. That we actually call that the problem. This is the problem. There's lots of other things associated with this, which I'll cover a little bit later. But let's move on to the next part. Okay, here's the answer. You can actually wholesale correctly once you know how. There's obviously a giant program on this. I think it's a 10-part program that I did. Obviously, have a chain of developing. So let's show you this secret strategy, right? Let's say you're an agent. You have your license. So Katie, remember on the ship we talked about getting your license and why all the gurus had their license? Well, here's one of the reasons why. You can actually participate in wholesaling as a licensee. I know a lot of people think, I can't do that. My broker won't let me. Well, you might want to find another broker. The reality of this is you can do it under certain circumstances. So I'm going to show you how to participate first using your license, but not actively being the wholesaler, okay? So you're now party D, all right? You're the agent. Okay? And what happens is, you're the agent, are going to get the wholesaler to agree to work with you for a fee. We call it a marketing fee. It's not a commission. You're not charging these folks a commission. In fact, you can't. Okay, because they're not actively owning a property. They don't own a property. You can only earn commissions from people that own properties. Okay. Now, before we get into a lot of detail, in case you're wondering right away, well, why would the wholesaler want to do that? Here's why. Wholesaling is hard. Believe me, I've done it. And I would tell you, I'm looking for a certain minimum fee, a wholesale fee, $10,000, whatever the case is. I don't really care where the property came from. I don't really care even what the cost is, as long as the day I get $10,000, $5,000, whatever the case. But what I sell the contract to, and what I want is 10% of that $10,000 fee that they're looking to gain. It's $1,000. I call it a marketing fee, and I get it every single time I do it. Ask for more than that, but that's what I show for a wholesale deal that I bring that. But it gets a lot better than that. Okay? Here's the deal. You get the wholesaler party B under contract. It's a marketing contract. Then what you do is you go find the property. Let's just back up here. So you find the property. You, the agent D, finds a property that the wholesaler B gets under contract. Okay. Now what you do is you get this property under a listing agreement. Listed for an agent. Okay. This person still gets it under contract. But what you get now is you get the marketing fee from this person, and you also commit from seller A. And if you're really having a good day, you actually go out and find the buyer for the contract to buy the contract from party B. Same approach here. It's just you find them. Now the reality is when they buy the property, when party C ends up buying property A, and you also earn the marketing fee from the wholesaler. Now, all the while, this wholesaler still the contract that she got. She got this property contract to buy. She sold the contract to this person. She still earns her wholesale fee, her assignment fee. Again, she doesn't really care where the house came from, where the buyer came from. As long as she makes her fee, she's happy. She's actually happy to do it, especially if I'm doing all that work and she doesn't have to. And if you're thinking, yeah, but you're cutting into the profit, yeah, but it's because I earned it. And the reality is this person still earning a pretty sizable assignment fee for doing nothing other than agreement to work with me, right? Now, so far, so good. So let's just jump forward here and get into the description. So the agent gets the property listed, all right, from A. She represents B under the agency agreement, marketing agreement. Okay, we do get Party B under a buyer's agency agreement, by the way, because what we do is we make sure the buyer's agency agreement survives the transfer of the sales agreement. In other words, Party C not only buys the contract from Party the sales agreement, they also inherit my buyer's agency agreement, which gives me the right to the buyer in the transaction. It survives the transfer of the contract. Okay? So in any case, right now the agent, Party D, has just earned, let's go back here, a listing commission, a buyer commission, and a marketing fee from the wholesaler. Well, it actually gets better than that. That's just part of it. Here's the other part. Let's say, let's just go through the math here first. So agent D, Party D, the agent, investor agent, collects a commission, listing commission from Party A, earns a fee from Party B, the wholesaler, not a commission, but a marketing fee, earns a buyer commission, the buyer side of the commission. It comes from the seller usually, but nonetheless, they brought on the buyer. They get the two sides of the commission. And that's not all. Check this out. Let's say that property, the subject property, is intended to be a flip. That Party C is going to remodel the property, and then when the property's done being remodeled, they're going to put that property back on the market. Well, I vow in my agreements, in my contracts with the parties, A, C, B, you name it. In this case, Party C, that I, the agent, get first right of refusal on the listing of that property when it's put back out on the market. Okay? What that means is I get another listing on this. I'm going to sell the property once it's done being remodeled and put back on the market. So here it goes. I list the property that buyer C bought. I list it for them. All right? And if I'm having a really good day, I'm going to go out there and find the end user, the person ultimately who's in the house. Once it's been purchased, remodeled, put back on the market, somebody's got to buy it. So this flipper earns their keep, earns the proceeds, the capital gains from the initial purchase to the eventual sale. They have to sell it. I know it's going to sell, all right? And I also know that 30% of the time I'll get the buyer, right? That's the statistic on that, not my statistic, the industry statistic. So what I'm getting at is I just earned 2 listing commissions, 2 buyer commissions, and a wholesale fee. I just got paid 5 different ways. That's a total of 4 commissions and 1 marketing fee. Okay? So let me go back here, because usually pictures tell 1,000 words. One more. And here we go. So let me open up my panel and look for questions. I know I just gave you guys an immense brain full of information there. We got a lot of people on, so hang on one second. Okay, let's see the questions. Let's see. People are just saying they can, hi Gary. Hello everybody. But we got a lot of people on tonight. Okay, most of these are just people saying they can see me and hear me. All right, so no questions at this point. Guys, if you have questions, well, now's the time to type them in. In fact, do any of you agents have questions on your role in this and what I just described to you? So here's one question. Actually, we got a couple questions. This is hey, wholesale legal. You can wholesale in Virginia. I think what you're talking about, Miguel, is what's called a net listing. Okay, let's just talk about net listings for a second. Virginia net listings are not allowed. In Pennsylvania, they are allowed. Those are just 2 examples. You have to check with your state or province as far as the legality of a net listing. What a net listing is, it's like a wholesale. Okay? But what it is, it's an agent, like me, for example, in this case, Party D, investor agent, approaches Party with the seller of a property. That seller just needs the minimum amount of proceeds from the seller of the property. Let's say they say, look, I'm desperate. I need to sell this property. I need $100,000. You do your homework. You find the property probably would sell for $125,000. Okay, let's just take that for an example. What you can do in a state where net listings are legal is approach the seller and say, look, all you need is $100,000. I'm willing to list the property and assure you that if I don't sell the house for $100,000, I don't earn a commission. So if it sells for $99,999 or less, you can still sell the property for them, but you do not earn a commission. But any amount over and above $100,000, you, the agent, keep as your fee, as your commission. All right, it's called a net listing. So let's say you ended up selling it for a $120 or $115 or $110 even. You would just have earned a $10,000 commission. The seller got the $100,000 they want. The buyer's probably going to get an excellent deal, and you earn a 10% commission, essentially. That's called a net listing. It is legal in some states. It's not legal in others. Legal in Pennsylvania, not legal in Virginia. And the others we have to look up online. It's easy to find out, by the way. So, Miguel, I hope that answers your question. Now, a couple of things here. If you're an agent acting solely as an agent in this transaction, then, Miguel, you don't have a worry in the world. You're not participating directly in the wholesale itself. You're not earning a wholesale fee, or in the other example, a net listing fee. You're simply earning commissions from buyers and sellers, and you are earning a marketing fee. Remember, I said you don't charge a wholesaler a commission. You can't. You can only charge them a marketing fee. All of that is perfectly legal, my friend. Some brokers will tell you don't do it. That's because people often don't understand wholesaling. They don't know what to do or how to do it, which I'll describe here in a minute. Well, let me check the other question here. This is from Mark. Hey, Mark. How you doing, buddy? All the way from far out west in Idaho. Okay. I work with a lot of wholesalers, but do not know any who would be willing to sign a buyer's agreement. Well, what you tell them, Mark, is that's really not for them. It's for you to ensure that when that contract is sold, Mark, that your role and right as a buyer's agent transfers to the ultimate buyer. That's what it's for. So it's for a specific transaction, Mark. So I don't want you to confuse this with a general purpose buyer's agency agreement where you're saying, I'm going to represent you from here to the end of time. That's not what we're talking about. This is transaction specific. When they get something, when they fill out a sales agreement to buy a property you have listed, okay, you tell them, okay, I'm representing you, the buyer, in this transaction. So, Mark, that hopefully clarifies things here. Good question, by the way. Teresa says, great idea on getting the wholesalers to work as a marketing fee. And you kind of have to do that. That's Teresa Santos. Hey, Teresa. You kind of have to do that, actually. This is Kate Crown. Okay, Kate is asking, can you explain why the wholesaler would want to work with an agent? I just haven't heard about an agent being involved in a wholesale deal before yet. So the reality is Kate, a wholesaler, just like anybody else, they want to earn money. They want to make, in this case, an assignment fee. Sometimes they have a minimum amount that they want to work for, $5,000, $10,000, whatever the case is. The reality is the ones that actually do it a few times and end up not doing well, they're willing to listen to alternative processes, and this is one of those alternatives. The other thing too is this: let's say they're good at it, they get good at it, and they get hungry, they want more. If you can show them, you can demonstrate that you can bring them the properties and the people, why wouldn't they do it with you? If it doesn't cost them much, it's maybe you're only asking like $1,000 per deal, and if they're not doing any of the work, my gosh, I mean, I would pay $1,000 every day of the week to have somebody go find me the property and the buyer. So that's really why. As long as they get their margin, they're okay with it. You just have to present it that way. Let's say you find somebody who's doing 5 wholesales a year. Ask them, say, what if you could do 10? Would you do it without any more work on your part? I mean, most people would say yes to that. So that's why, Kate. So excellent question, by the way. Okay, so Rodney, wholesaling legal in Maryland. Why would the agent want a party B? Yeah, I think we just covered that with Kate. Wholesaling in Maryland, you have to look it up, Rodney, but last check it was. I will tell you, here's what's happening. A lot of people are asking this question. In the states of Ohio and New York, they're actively working on legislation to stop wholesaling. It hasn't really passed yet. They're working on it. Other states may follow suit. We don't know. It's a state-by-state thing. State real estate law is administered at the state level. That's why every state has their own board of realtors, their own code of ethics. Everything is state by state. Same thing in Canada. Everything's province by province. Now, what I would tell you though is this: we're all entrepreneurs, investors. We're all entrepreneurs. Agents are entrepreneurs. I don't. I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but I can tell you, in the history of law, contract law, real estate, investing, entrepreneurs, people always find the loopholes. We always find a way. We always find a way around, okay? A way around things. And there's things you can do. I'll just give you one easy one. I've seen this done a lot. I did it myself, actually. Is if your state says, you can do the transaction, but if somebody files a complaint, they're going to come and, basically tell you to stop it or shut you down. The reality is what you can do is you don't have to be directly involved with the wholesaler. Even if you're a wholesaler, you're not an agent. You're just doing the old traditional way. First of all, it's going to take you forever. Most people do that, and they eventually quit because they find out they're never actually owning anything, which means they're not building up substantial wealth and income. They're just basically the middleman, and if you stop working, there's no wealth for you. You haven't built up any equity. What I'm getting at is this: you can set up an LLC, and it's selling the contract. The LLC gets a property under contract. You just simply sell the LLC. Okay. People might say, well, yeah, they'll figure out a way to stop that too, and then we'll figure out something else. So I would never don't let fear stop you. There's a will, there's a way. Okay. But that's one kind of an easy little trick there for you. Okay. We're getting a lot of questions here. Let's see. Is it legal in Florida? Yeah. What's interesting, guys? It's actually also legal up in Ontario, Canada. I know agents who actually wholesale directly in Ontario, Canada. Ontario is tough. Boy, let me tell you. But they do it. David, hey, David, how you doing? Is asking, how much is that marketing fee typically? David, mine was always $1,000. I started off because I was asking only like $500. I quickly doubled it to $1,000. It didn't even bat an eyelash. I probably should have doubled that. I know agents to collect a minimum of $2,000 and $3,000 actually in some cases. You just have to look at your marketplace. If you're in a place very high price like Toronto, San Francisco, you can maybe go higher than that. I wouldn't be too greedy because just like Kate was asking, and I think it was Miguel or Rodney, there's a certain point upon which the value is not there for the wholesaler. I mean, you got to provide value. And let's face it, are we providing a lot of value for $1,000 if we find them the property and buyer? Well, I think so, right? But remember, they don't pay the commissions. The owner of the property pays the commission, right? So you have to use your own discretion there. Okay, guys, let's do this. Well, it looks like another. Okay, let's see. Rohan, hey Rohan, how you doing, buddy? Where do you find wholesalers, wholesale properties? So Rohan, we use the same techniques that I actually teach in the training program. So like in Orlando, the weekend after next, 16th, 17th, 18th, we're going to go over this in a lot more detail. I want to show you some things you can do, techniques to go under the radar screen to locate the people and the properties, okay? So it's probably getting close to being up. In fact, we're very close. So some of the things, Rohan, that we talked about in class, when you were in class, some of those same techniques. Use the booklet to find the buyers and use the letter to find the properties, okay? Same two great examples of techniques that can be multi-purpose in multiple ways. So come to the event, man, and you're going to get a lot more than that. But that's just two examples to answer your question. Let's see. Valerie's asking, are there standard agreements written by FAR, BAR in the case of Florida? If not, where can we find these? Yeah, actually, you're just using your regular sales agreements, Valerie, and they're just normal, typical listing agreements. and your normal typical buyer's agency agreements. Your marketing fee agreement, what I would do there is take your buyer's agency agreement and just change the wording so it doesn't say buyer's agency agreement. So it says marketing fee agreement. That's really all you do. You're not going to find standard wholesale agreements on the MLS systems, okay? What is the role in the transaction? I'm not sure, Rohan, what your question is referring to. If you're referring to the agent is finding the people and the properties. If you're referring to the wholesaler is simply taking the risk of getting something in a contract and being able to sell the contract, okay? Gregory, is it legal in New Jersey, or is that Utah? Oh, New Jersey. Let's see, Gregory. I think, I think it is actually, in fact. But I would Google it. Just be certain, Google it. But I have taught classes there as early as recently as, when was I there? Oh, back in the fall. I was there back in the fall. Okay, Joshua. Hey, Joshua. What would be the best way to promote wholesaling opportunities, mailers, door knocking, word of mouth? So I would definitely join your local investors club, Joshua, and also, like I mentioned with earlier, the booklet and the letter. Those are two things I just bring up here because they're two of the things I discuss in the classes I teach in the offices. At the event, we're going to go into a lot more. I mean, it's 3 days of rock solid content. You're going to get a lot more. You're going to find all kinds of techniques you can use in a number of different ways. Everything is, the way it's designed to be very versatile, very adaptable, and you will find yourself developing your own path. You don't have to do it all, but I want you to learn it so you can determine which path works best for you. Anyway, so coming up shortly, I'm going to get into that in a little more detail. In fact, let's just go ahead and get into it. So what I want you to do, guys, if you're really, really serious about this, Beverly's going to send you the link in your chat box to register for the event, and I'm going to show you. Let's just go on. Let's just go here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here it is. So we got 10 days left. Live event March 16th, 17th, 18th. Here's the code I told you about. You want to write this down or just click on it, save it for yourself. Save now because you're going to be able to get in the event for half price. We only do that on the evenings we do these MasterClass series classes, and there's only one left. I mean, tonight I would just do it because there's no guarantee we'll do it on Friday. We've only done it one other time out of the 5 classes, so you got your big kind of hint there. So I'd click on that. I look forward to seeing you all there. Click on that. Get your ticket for half price. In any case, that's the VIP access code. Also, let's just look into this a little bit, right? It is live. It's not your traditional conference. This is going to be hyper focused on learning in a very structured way. Major networking. We actually have specific networking events we got going on. And people coming in from multiple, Rock Thomas from Montreal, he's not only a business owner, he's also an investor. In fact, I don't mind telling you, he's got about $10 million in real estate, and he owns multiple businesses, okay? He's got over 40 streams of income, all right? Now there's other people that they're doing that well, even better. I mean, I'll go to over 80 myself. But we're going to go over all these programs, right? Investor agent, flipping for profit without the risk, all right? Rental profits without the pain, wholesaling so everybody wins, turning rental problems to the real estate profits, all right? You can read all this stuff yourself. But when you leave, guys, you're going to know exactly what to do to choose the right approach. There's multiple things you can do. I want to help you string them together in the order that makes the most sense for you. You're all different. You all come to the table with different backgrounds, different fields of vision, different levels of experience. It doesn't matter if you're brand new or not. We just want to help you determine your best path, and that's one of the things you're going to walk away with. Basically, reduce the overwhelm and the stress. Be more confident, making good decisions. No more guessing, guys. Learn how to actually make the right decisions timely in the right way. But more importantly, we're going to plot out your course. You're going to get an interview, basically a sit-down session private with a coach, success coach. who comes from the world of real estate investing. I'll just tell you one of them is Susan Pilkington from Florida, by the way, for all you Floridians. She's got a lot of experience, almost as much as I do. So take advantage of the opportunity because that's free for part of the event. In any case, we look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm not going to tell you about myself because many of you already know me. You can Google me, look me up on the website, myinvestmentservices.com. Actually, here, I'll show you some things other folks are saying. Kate Wells, first day, first script, first client. Hans Augustine, first marketing campaign, 3 transactions. Matthew Ledford, first offer, $1.8 million. Kevin Butler, I'm just saying that this is this allowed him. I like Kevin, by the way, because he was a single dad. In any case, he was set up to succeed from the moment he started. He learned to make his own schedule, choose his own clients. My gosh, how important is that? Stacy Cavalli, I've known her for, good Lord, probably, I bet I've known her for almost 20 years now. And we've been working together from day one, right? She's been working with investors. She does a lot of transactions. She does it part-time, by the way, pretty neat. Bob Noel, former Marine. I like working with him because he just takes it and does it. John McCann, another great guy. He likes doing this because I helped him invest. I also helped him when he got his license. You can see all the things he's saying there. And most of these people are talking about me, but I want to tell you, it's the programs that does the work, guys. I'm just guiding you through the program, right? It's the programs that do the work. Come and learn the programs. You get me by default. Justin Better's first year doubled his property management, bought 7 of his own units. This is Manisha Mudakar. Their group, by the way, just started last March, 29 people. Their investor club's now up to 390 people in one less than a year. Okay, Terry Rogney, last flip, made $83,000 on his last flip. Pretty neat guy. He was a painter, by the way. He's not painting anymore. Unless he does it for fun. I don't want to show you the videos. You can look at those yourself. Hal Smith was apologizing for missing one of the sessions because he got a listing on his first letter campaign. Let's see. In any case, if I can go early, Maxine Jones, another instructor. She just says she appreciates the time we dedicate to all the students because she knows what it takes to do this. By the way, David Evans is going to actually be at the event as our MC. I think his first year, he said he figured out he made over $40,000 just from what I taught him in the first year, in addition to what he was already making. So, in any case, there's a bunch of others out here, guys. You can go out and read them if you want. Just tons and tons of them. But let's do this. I want to get back to where we were. So let me bring the panel back over. I know we're running over. Let's see. Somebody's asking, Joshua, okay, what would be the best way to promote? Oh, we've already talked about that. Okay, guys, I'll tell you what. I think that's about it. I'm excited to meet a lot of you in person again. Some of you haven't seen you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years, man. So it's been, I think it's time to get together. Let's get together and have some fun. Hopefully we got some Irish dancers coming. Let's see. Miguel is asking, are you doing any event like that in D.C.? So Miguel, the next one we're looking at is up in New York City at the end of September. And I believe about this time next year, next winter, March 2019, I'll be doing this out in the Southern California area. We don't have anything else planned other than that. These are very difficult things to put on, guys. It takes a lot of time, energy, and money. And by the way, that fee that's we're asking you for the event, that doesn't even cover the case. That's like break even for us. So we're doing it because you asked for it, and I love to teach. I mean, some of you will decide to buy other programs while you're there, and that's great if you do. No pressure. I mean, you do what you want. I'm going to show you what's possible. I'm going to give you the opportunity, but you got to take the opportunity. If you guys can make it, man, I would go. All right. Let's just see, Miguel. How do I register for the one in New York? Yeah, Miguel, we haven't even started that one. And again, that one's not under agreement. That's just what we want to do. We've got to go through all the effort of securing a location. I've got to schedule all the classes up there. It's a lot of work, man. Let me tell you, this has been a lot of work. You asked Beverly, it's darn near killed us. But I have a lot of fun at these events, and I'm looking forward to being the guy on the stage teaching you guys. So we're glad to do it. We're here to serve. Kudos to you guys who are taking a step forward and taking action, because you know what? It's the people who take action who get the results. My gosh, why would you not do it? I mean, for the fee, it's like a no-brainer. I mean, you can't get that anywhere for that price. I mean, I know we can charge more, but you guys, many of you know me, you know in the past, we've never charged exorbitant fees for anything. I mean, not even close to some of what other things. I know what's being asked for out there. I see, all those $50,000, $65,000, and I know these guys personally. In any case, do yourself a favor, man. Take the action you need to take to get your business to the next level. The fact everybody I've ever worked with who succeeded, a lot of those testimonials are simply because they just stepped up and started swinging the bat. They just took action. That's it. There's really no secret. You just have to ask yourself if you're worth it. Is your family worth it? I mean, essentially, if you're looking for an agent, if you're looking to get more commissions per buyer during regular hours, okay, they work, not night times and weekends, during regular hours, can invest yourself so you can have more time with your families. Is that what you want? If the answer is yes, you should probably be here. If you're an investor without your license, I mean, why wouldn't you want to meet these people that can serve you, help you get 48 states in 3 Canadian provinces? Not only that, why wouldn't you expose yourself to all the content from the other training programs and not have to spend thousands of dollars? Just do it for the few $100s it takes to get to the event. Is that what you want? I mean, would you like to have multiple streams of income coming in, flipping and buying rentals, right? For example, or wholesaling, if that's what you choose to do, that's fine. Well, come figure out how to do that where it all works together in one cohesive model, which is what I did. And it's exactly what I'm showing you how to do. Nothing's being left undone. There's no other thing you've got to do to make it work. We literally pull back the curtain and show you everything. So, in any case, congratulations, guys. For those of you who are taking the action, showing up, I look forward to seeing you there. Vassal said, I was trying the promo code. It was not working for 50%. Hey, Vassal said it. Well, Vassal, go ahead and, you know what? Beverly knows who you are. Go ahead and, I will go ahead and email me, Gary at myinvestmentservices.com, okay? And we'll get you registered, okay? It should work though. I'm surprised. Let me go back. I think I was out there. Let me go back out there. Where is the... Oh, here it is. All right, so let's go find the registration link. Let's go the other way. Let's see. Where is the link? Okay. Click. Oh, you know what? Beverly's putting it in the chat box. So check your question box, your chat box, and the link's right there. So let's click on claim your ticket now. It should know who I am. United States, send. Okay. Where's the code? Promo code. Save now. Whoops. You know what? It's going to ask me for all my information. Yeah, it's going to tell me I'm going to type in all the other stuff. Yeah, I'm going to type. So Beverly's sending you the link now, Fassel. Type it in the question box. You should see that. Try that, and it should work for you. Okay. If not, I would go ahead and register because we'll make sure, no matter what. There it is. 248. Yeah, that's it, Fassel. 248.50. So it popped up on my screen. So I didn't see it before. So you should be able to click on that directly. You can go to myinvestmentservices.com on the homepage, click on the Disney-looking picture, and you'll get what I just got. That's what I just did, $248.50, and there's your half price. So, hey, Fassel, I look forward to seeing you, man. It's been a long time, and let me know what night you're coming down. I've got to do a lot of work on Thursday, but let's make sure we get together. How about that? Okay. So, Okay, guys, any other questions? Let me just double check here real quick. Oh, he says he got it. Okay, good. All right, everybody should be working now. So go ahead and register, and I will look forward to seeing you all there. God bless you all. God bless your families. Hope you have an awesome rest of the week, because this time next week, we'll literally have 4 days to go before the event. Also, for those of you kind of new to me and new to this, we do have the 5th of 5 parts coming up this Friday at 2:30. Again, you can come on Lay's Facebook Live, or you can go to GoToWebinar. We give you both options. And we're going to how and why you actually get your license if you're an investor. And just know this, you're going to be blown away by what's possible. I know for me personally, I went from here to here with a license. And not like overnight, but boy, it was fast. I mean, within 3 years, I had 50 agents working for me, property management, and a title business, an appraisal business. It does not take long when you understand the fundamentals. It's not that hard. It's simple in concept. You do have to put forth some effort. But let's face it, are you satisfied with what you're making now? Chances are you're probably not, or you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be on these events. If you're looking for more, much more, participate, show up, give me your best, and I promise you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the results. So, in any case, I think that's it, guys. Congratulations and kudos to you for, oh, wait a second. We got another question. Miguel, can we watch the beginning of this presentation on Facebook? Yeah, I think, Miguel, you can. Don't quote me on it, because I don't do that part of it. But I'm pretty sure you can catch the front end if you missed it on a replay. I mean, that's my understanding. Okay. Okay, guys. We're over by about 15 minutes. I hope it's okay. I apologize. I appreciate you being on board here. I appreciate the opportunity to teach you, help you guys achieve your goals. It means everything to me when I get the feedback from you. When you send me those responses and your results, keep them coming, because that's my fuel, baby. That's the mojo that keeps me going. All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. And nothing. I mean, when some of you are saying you've got hundreds of people in your groups now, and that's just amazing. Or you've who was it? Somebody just got a listing for $800,000, by the way. Which at 3%, if you got even one side of it, that's $24,000 just for one deal. I mean, you could use that as a down payment on your property. My gosh. So, in any case, I'm going to go ahead and check out here. You all know how to get a hold of me. Go to myinvestorservices.com. On the homepage, click on the picture that looks like Disney at Magic Kingdom. Go ahead and register and let me know. Shoot me a voicemail, a text, or an email, because I want to hopefully do something special that one of those nights down in Orlando. I don't know if it's going to be Friday or Saturday, but we'll decide within next week, okay? So God bless you. You guys have a great night, a great week, and we will see you at the end of next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.